Good afternoon, everyone. I am here at Ronald Vincent Field at Guy Smith Stadium in Greenville for our second game of the week in Pitt County. Bears take on the Rampants from J.H. Rose. I'm going to mute things out while they've got the music blasting. And the catcher, Abula Tifa, throws the ball down. So we've got Parker Semo for the Rampants on the bump tonight, throwing 1.4 ERA. He leads the Rampants with 25 innings thrown this season. Leading off for the Bears, as usual, we have Connor Morris. And Connor fouls the first one off for strike one. So Connor hitting 387 on the season. He's got 12 hits, got a home run, 11 RBIs. And Connor fouls the second pitch off. The lefty on lefty looks like it's going to be a good competition tonight. Good battle here. He comes to the plate and misses inside for ball one. That brings the count to a 1-2. And Connor pulls the ball down the right field line where it is down for a base knock. Way to start things off for us here, Connor. That's going to bring up the pitcher, number 10, Luke Byers. Byers is hitting 375 on the season. Got 12 hits, 11 RBIs. Connor likes to run down there. Look for Coach Ellsworth to get him in scoring position here. Luke is leading the team, not leading the team in RBIs, but he's close. Got a lot of RBIs. Pitcher picks not in time. And Luke wears it. Got the two leadoff hitters on. If I know Coach Ellsworth, he's going to put some wheels on for a pitcher here. And if I know Ellsworth, he's going to put the Morris boys back to back. Caleb Morris going to come in to run for Luke Byers, the pitcher. They got the Morris connection. Really athletic family. Michael, bang one off the wall in left center. We score 2 runs. Michael comes to the plate. Michael Woodard comes to the plate, hitting 359. 14 RBIs on the season, tied with Tillman leading the team. I'm sorry, 14 hits, leading the team with Tillman. Got 11 RBIs on the season. He does have one home run. And the pitcher, he comes set, looks at the runner. Nobody's holding him on. And the curveball misses low for ball one. Michael's looking one pitch, one time right here, something he can take a daddy hack on. And pitcher misses on the outside, throws behind the lead runner. I'm sorry, throws down there to second to see if he can get the lead runner. If I know Connor now that he's seen that, next time they do it, he'll pick up third base out of that. Michael's got him a 2-0 count here. Simo comes set, comes to the plate. Michael takes a good cut on it, fouls it off down the right field line. All right, now the count's 2-1. Pitcher comes set, comes to the plate. Michael swings. It's a slow grounder to first baseman. Pitcher steps over, makes the play, but not before the runners advance. Move the runners up to second and third. That brings up Tillman Caskey, our catcher. Tillman's hitting .359 on the season, leads the team in RBIs at 13. He's got 14 hits. Looking for Tillman to do something special here. Always seems to get us a base hit when we need one. We've got runners in scoring position, so hopefully I didn't just jinx him. And he comes to the plate. Simo comes to the plate, misses a little high. Again, Simo does lead the Rampants with 25 innings this season. Tillman turns on it, fouls it off for ball one, or for strike one. Gives us evens things up at one here. And pitcher comes to the plate, and he does get the corner call on the outside. That gives Tillman a 1-2 count. We've got one out here in the top of the first. Morris boys are on second and third. Both of them itching to score. Simo comes set. Comes to the plate. And Tillman, with a healthy swing, comes up empty. Simo's two-seam fastball has a little bit of run on it. Starts it over the plate, runs it off a little bit. Runs it out of the way a little bit. So that brings up the shortstop, Carter Huffman. Carter's hitting .255 on the season with 12 hits. He's got a home run. Takes a healthy swing, fouls it off. Simo starts with an 0-1 count on Carter. Carter looks down there at Coach Ellsworth, gets the sign. Simo gets his sign. He comes set, delivers, and he misses on the outside for ball one. Even things up 1-1 here. Simo comes set, delivers, misses on the outside for ball two. Now Carter's got a 2-1 count. Carter's looking something to drive here. Umpire's trying to tell the box to get the count right up on the scoreboard. Simo comes set, delivers. Carter swings. Little late. And the deuce is wild here in the top of the first. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Simo gets his sign from his catcher. Sets up inside, delivers. Curveball. Rings him up on the curveball. And the Bears go down after getting the two leadoff runners on. Stranded two. That's going to take us to the bottom of the second inning. Thank you for watching this broadcast brought to you by Newbern Live and Stall's Medical and Adaptive Vans. All right, folks. Well, they're not playing music in between the first innings, top and the bottom, until I unmuted and started talking. I'm going to have to mute us out so we don't get muted, so the stream doesn't get muted out. All right, guys. The Bears have Luke Byers on the bump. Luke has thrown 13 innings this season. Got a 1.615 ERA. The Rampants are going to lead off number 4, Joyner Haddock. And first pitch, Luke misses on the outside. Haddock is hitting 356 on the season with 16 hits. And I'm not sure where that one missed, but umpire calls that ball 2. And Joyner has a 2-0 count. Luke's in his windup, delivers. Joyner swings, and it's a long strike. That means it's a foul ball, folks. And we now have a 2-1 count. So we've got the Bears have Connor Morrison left, center fielder Khalil Wooten. And Joyner, Haddock fouls that one off too for a 2-2 count. So we got Connor Morrison left, Khalil Wooten in center, Paxton Reagan in right. The battery tonight is Luke Byers and Tillman Caskey behind the dish. That curveball started landing in the dirt. Tillman blocked it up pretty good. Third baseman tonight is Jess Brinson, shortstop Carter Huffman, second baseman Luke Lawhorn, first baseman Mike Woodard. Full count. Luke's in his windup, comes to the plate, and misses low. And the Rampants got the leadoff runner on. That's going to bring up number 12. The shortstop tonight, Brady Hastings, hitting .312 on the season with 15 hits. He also bats from the left side. And Nugget gets the call from Tillman. Comes set, delivers, and he gets the corner. Starts with a strike. That's an 0-1 count. I like to tell the boys, way to work ahead. Now let's stay ahead here. Got a healthy lead over there. He picks. Ball gets past Michael. That sun is terrible over there. He does advance to second on a pickoff. As I said, that sun is terrible over there. Give it a couple minutes, that sun will be back down, behind the trees, behind the buildings, and will become a non-factor. All right, so Luke gets a sign from Tillman. He comes set, checks his runner, delivers. Ball's put in play to Jess Brinson. Jess comes in, makes a play, and the throw's not in time. And the Rampants are on the board first. Rampants get on the board first on the air. That's going to bring up number 3, Josh Robertson. Josh is playing second base tonight. Josh did play a lot of travel ball with these seniors here from New Bern. Josh is hitting .326 on the season. He leads. He's got 13 RBIs and 14 hits on the season. Luke comes to the plate, and he gets the call. Starts with a strike. Starts with an 0-1 count. And Byers comes set. Picks off. Spins around. No throw. All right, Byers comes set. Delivers. Curveball's in the dirt for ball 1. We got a 1-1 count here on Josh Robertson. Josh is a senior here for Rose. Luke comes set and delivers. And barely misses on the corner. Curveball started over in the strike zone. And ended up in the left-hand batter's box. Byers comes to the plate. That time looked like he caught the corner, but did not get the call. Brings it to a 3-1 count here. Again, we got a 3-1 count on the second baseman, Josh Robertson. Byers comes set. Delivers. And misses on the outside. So the Rampants got runners on first and second. We've got nobody out here. Nobody out in the inning. That's going to bring up the senior, Abu Latifa. Abu Latifa leads the team with 18 RBIs, batting .333, and has 15 hits. He does have runners on first and second. Tillman and Luke wanted to talk things over. And looks like Coach Jernigan's going to come out and talk things over as well. And that's okay. And now I have unmuted things. So hopefully everything's coming through good now. All right. And the runners go. Throw comes down. Not in time. Runners advance to second and third. And Luke does start with a strike. Coach Ellsworth wants to talk things over with the umpire. Not sure what they're discussing, but he's gonna make sure he gets his. Looks like the batter stepped back, stayed in the box, but stepped back. You know, you can stay in the box and still have an interference call. However, the umpire did not agree with Coach Ellsworth's argument there. Corners are in here. Brampton's got runners on second, third. Abu Latifa in the box. Luke, that curveball started over the strike zone, ended up in the left-hand batter's box for a ball. Evens things out at 1 here. Luke gets the sign from Tillman, comes set, delivers. Tillman blocks up the ball in the dirt. Brings us to a 2-1 count. And the count's 2-1. Rampett's got runners on second and third. Luke's in his windup this time. Ball's hit to Jess. He looks the runner back, throws across the diamond for the first out of the inning. That's a great play by Jess. Jess throws it over to Michael. Again, looks the runner back. That brings up the first baseman, number 11, Howard, batting .302, 13 hits this season. Luke comes set, delivers for strike 1. Runners remain at second and third. We've got 2 outs here. I'm sorry, we have 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. Luke delivers. Curveball misses on the outside for a 1-1 count. Big, tall first baseman, skinny guy. He puts the ball in play to Jess. Jess looks the runner back again, throws it to first, and the first pulls him off. And the throw pulls him off. So, Rampants now have the bases loaded. That brings up number 8, Corbin Kendrick for the Rampants. Kendrick is the sophomore, batting .500. Hadn't seen quite as much action as the rest of these guys. That curveball starts with a strike. And so Luke starts with a strike there. We've got an 0-1 count. Luke's in his windup and delivers. Swing and a miss, strike 2. That gives us an 0-2 count. And Luke delivers, misses inside for ball 1. Gives us a 1-2 count. Luke is in his windup, delivers. That ball's turned on, fouled off. Count remains 1-2. Umpire calls time, wants somebody to get that foul ball. One of the Rampants trots out of the dugout, picks it up. All right. Umpire confirms a 1-2 count. Luke's got his sign, and he starts his windup, comes to the plate. Misses just a little high. I like the call. I like the pitch call. Not a whole lot he can do with that except pop it up. Hopefully on the infield. So that gives us a 2-2 count. Byers comes to the plate. Swing and a miss for his first strikeout of the night. That gives us 2 outs with the bases still loaded. That's going to bring up the catcher, the younger Abu Latifa, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sorry. I called them a younger and an older. They must be twins. They're both sophomores, folks. All right. That curveball started as a strike, missed on the outside. So Abula Tifa starts with a 1-0 count. Luke comes to the plate. That's a strike. Gets in there for strike one. That gives Luke, that gives Abula Tifa a 1-1 count. Again, we have 2 outs here. Luke's in his windup and delivers. Curveball, swing and a miss for strike 2. That brings us to a 1-2 count. 2 outs. Luke comes to the plate. Ball's put in play, but foul. Count remains 1-2. That one took a healthy bounce off the fence. Almost made it back into fair territory. Umpire does put the ball back in play. Tillman relays the sign. Luke comes to the plate. Ground ball to, and that is an out. Ground ball to Jess Brinson down there, who steps on the bag for the 3rd out of the inning, and Luke pitches his way out of a mess there, leaves the bases loaded. That takes us to the top of the 2nd inning, where we will lead off with Jess Brinson, Paxton Reagan. Thank you guys for watching. This broadcast brought to you by New Bern Live. That's it. All right, Jess is going to lead off the top of the 2nd inning here. Simo comes to the plate. Jess swings a healthy swing, comes up empty. Simo comes set, delivers. Jess with another healthy swing, comes up empty there too. Now Jess has he's in a hole 0-2, looking to hit. That's why we get 3 guys. Delivers, and Brinson fouls it off to stay alive here at the top of the 2nd inning. And that ball misses on the inside for ball 1. Jess is hitting .286 on the season. He's got 12 hits. Pitcher comes set, delivers, misses up and away for ball 2. That gives us a 2-2 count here. Simo comes set, delivers, and that ball's in the dirt for ball 3. Brings us to a full count. Jess has worked his way back to a full count here. Just looking to make something happen here. And he delivers and he walks. And that's a ball high. And the Bears have got the leadoff runner on here in a second. That's going to bring up Paxton Reagan. Paxton is he's got 11 hits on the season. He's batting .314 and he's got 7 RBIs. And pitcher comes to the plate, misses on the outside for ball 1. Jeff does like to run. I look for Coach Ellsworth to try to get him down there to second, get him in scoring position. Pitcher comes set. Paxton swings, comes up empty. That gives Paxton a 1-1 count. This lefty's got a pretty good move over there to first, keeping the guys close to the bag. And that ball hits Paxton in the head. And we've got the second runner on. Hit him in the head. I tell people, look, that's it. It's coming to your head, get out of the way. If it's ball 4, get out of the way. Anywhere else, let's wear it. That's going to bring up number 8, Luke Lawhorn. Luke's batting .250 on the year. Several of these kids, Luke included, brainiacs also, athletes with some brains. Pitcher comes to the plate. Luke squares around, fouls it off, out of play for strike 1. Several of these players, 4.0 throughout their whole high school career, made the all-academic team. Proud of them for that, just as much as their academic accolades. Grades are more likely to get you a lot further than their athletic ability will. He squares around again. That ball's thrown in on his hands. He fouls that one off for strike 2. So Luke's in a hole, 0-2 now. And they backpick. Paxton. That's ball 1 on the outside. They backpick over there to first. Throw Paxton out. So we've got one out here now in the top of the second inning. Luke's looking to get Jess across. Base knock, scores a run. That curveball falls right in there. I'm not sure I agree with the call. Curveball looked a little low to me, but again, I'm not the boss man back there. That's going to bring up number 9, the center fielder, number 9, Khalil Wooten. Khalil's hitting .333 on the season with 10 hits. He's looking to get us on the board. Pitcher starts with a curveball in the dirt for ball 1. Simo's still on the bump. Dressed as a rubber, comes to the plate. And Khalil drives the ball into deep right center. And that's out of here, folks. And the Bears take the lead on the home run by the junior, Khalil Wooten. Again, the Bears take the lead, 2-0. Khalil goes deep into right center field. Taps helmets, gives everybody 5. That's going to wrap us back around. That's going to wrap us back around to the top of the lineup where Mr. Conman Morris looking to do the same. And the Bears make a splash, get on the board, take the lead, 2-1. I see Khalil's little brother heading out to get that ball out there in right left center. Simo comes to the plate, starts curveball for a strike. Conman's got Conman puts the ball in play to the shortstop. Shortstop does make the play, gets it across the diamond, but not before the Bears take the lead on the home run by Khalil Wooten. All right, guys. After 1.5, the Bears lead 2-1. Maybe we can have us a clean inning here and keep the lead. Thank you guys for watching this broadcast brought to you by Newbern Live and Stalls Medical and Adaptive Vans. We hope you don't need us, but if you do, we'll be there for you. All right, guys, that's going to take us to the bottom of the second, where number 16, Luke Tyndall, leads off, batting .308. Got 12 hits on the year. Byers is in his windup, delivers, swing and a miss for strike one. So Luke starts with a strike. Now I like to tell him, way to work ahead. Now let's stay ahead here. Luke comes to the plate. Curveball misses on the outside. Byers comes set, delivers. I'm sorry, he's in his windup. He delivers, and that's a foul ball. Brings us to a 1-2 count. Byers gets his call from Tillman. He's in his windup, delivers, misses up and in for a 2-2 count. Luke comes to the plate. That curveball misses on the outside. So Byers has got a full count on the hitter. He's in his windup, delivers. Oh, doesn't get the call for ball 4. Tough call. That's going to bring up the pitcher, number 1, Parker Simo. So I've been mispronouncing his name from the beginning. So Simo looks like he's the 9-hole hitter. Simo steps in. Luke comes set, delivers, and misses outside. Luke picks, not in time. Byers comes set, picks, again, not in time. I'm not sure we've seen his best pick move yet. Byers comes set, delivers, and he misses away for a 2-0 count. Byers comes set, he checks the runner, delivers. That one misses inside for a 3-0 count. This is where I like to tell the pitcher, hey, he's not swinging. It's a 3-0 count. Take advantage of your free pitch here. He comes down, and I guess that miss upstairs. Coach Ellsworth's going to go out there and talk to him. They've got the leadoff runner leadoff and number 2 hitter on base here. I'm going to mute us out while the music plays and Coach Ellsworth talks to his team here so we don't get kicked out. So Coach Ellsworth gives them a few words of wisdom. Coach Ronald Vincent, the legendary Coach Vincent out there, upset with his team because he was supposed to get him a pinch runner there, and he's not happy with his team. Whoever was supposed to be the runner did not get ready. That's going to bring up the leadoff hitter for the Rampants, number 4. He did start the game with a walk, if I'm not mistaken. Byers comes set, checks the runner down there at second, squares around a bunt, and that ball's in the dirt, misses for ball 1. All right, so Luke is getting his sign from Tillman. Comes set, looks back at the runner, delivers, and he hits the ball to center fielder Khalil Wooten. Khalil Wooten can't find it, loses it in the sun. And the relay comes in, not in time, and the Rapids score 2. So the hitter drove the ball to center field. Khalil lost it up there, and ball falls. Young man's got a 2 RBI triple, and he puts the ball down, and the throw, he bumps it, and the throw comes to the plate, but not in time. So we've got another runner on. That brings up number 3, the second baseman, Josh Robertson. Rampants do have a 4-2 lead now. Josh drives the ball into the 5-6 hole for a single. Ellsworth's going to make the slow walk out to talk things over. Second visit for the season. But, all right, I'm going to mute things out while Coach Ellsworth makes a little change here. Thank you guys for watching. We'll be back shortly. That's going to bring in number 4, Hunt Brinson, in relief. Hunt is looking to shut the Rampants down. He inherits a runner on first and second. Again, I'm going to mute us out while he warms up so that so I don't get kicked off. All right, again, folks, that's going to bring up Hunt Brinson in the in relief here. Defensive change, we've got Luke Byers going over to second. Hunt gets the sign from Tillman. Checks his runner there at second. Delivers. Their runners are going. That ball's hit deep. Connor Morris goes back to catch it and not going to get there. That is a 3-run home run for the Rampants. All right, so. All right, after that, that gives the Rampants a 7-2 lead here. That brings up the number 11, Howard. Hunt gets a sign from Tillman. He comes to the plate where he misses, not sure where. Must have been high, I guess. Hunt gets a sign from Till, delivers, and that one misses outside. I can tell you where that one missed. Hunt gets his sign from Tillman. He delivers, and that pitch catches the corner for strike one. If he can live there, it'd be a good night for him. Right-hand batter's going to have a hard time getting over there to that one. All right, Hunt gets his sign and comes set, delivers, and that ball's hit to right center. It's going to get down. He's heading to second. Throw comes in, not in time. So Rampants have now got a runner on second with a double to right center. That's going to. All right, so that's going to bring up number 8 for the Rampants. The Rampants, Mr. Corbin Kendrick. Hunt delivers. That curveball starts with a strike. Curveball dropped right, falls right in there for a strike. So Hunt starts with a strike. Got an 0-1 count. Hunt comes set. Checks his runner at second. He delivers. That ball misses in the dirt and on the outside. All right, so he digs in. Hunt gets a sign from Tillman, and he comes set, and he delivers, and the curveball doesn't quite get back in the strike zone. Misses inside. Hunt gets a sign from Tillman, and he comes set and delivers. Misses on the outside for a 3-1 count. Again, the count is 3-1. The Rampants have a runner on second. Hunt delivers. And hitter hits the ball up on the infield. Mike tells him to get away from it. Makes the catch. Made it look interesting. but it's an out nonetheless. Mike had to run a long way in from playing deep to get that one, but again, did make the catch. The catcher, Abba Latifa, is now hitting with the runner on second. Hunt gets his sign and delivers. Starts with a strike. Curveball fell right in there to start with a strike. Okay. So Hunt gets the sign from Tillman. Comes set. Gives him a couple of looks. Curveball gets back in there for strike two. And Hunt starts with an 0-2 count. Hunt's way ahead. I like to tell him nothing too good here on an 0-2 count. Try to get him to chase something up or out, somewhere, something like that. I think Coach Ellsworth has the same opinion. Abu Latifa would like to call time, take a deep breath. All right, he's back in the box. He asked for time again. Umpire says, no, sir. And that curveball is hit into left field. Connor makes the play, gets it in quickly. And Abu Latifa has a single. And the Rampants have got runners on the corners. Rampants now have runners on the corners. And they're going to put in a runner for the catcher here. That's going to bring up number 16, Luke Tyndall, for the Rampants. Tillman calls timeout. Gives the play sign. Again, runners on the corners. Calls the play in. Hunt comes set. Checks his runners. Delivers. And that ball is just a long strike. Foul ball for strike one. So Hunt starts with a strike. Got an 0-1 count. Hunt comes set. Delivers. Runner at first goes. Fakes the throw. Tillman fakes the throw. Umpire calls the ball. Evens things at 1-1. And the Rampants now have runners on second and third. Hunt comes to the plate. Misses outside for ball two. Hunt comes set. Checks on his runner over there. Delivers. Misses low and outside. Brings the count to 3-1. That's a 3-1 count. Hunt's got one out here in the bottom of the second inning. Hunt comes set. And he delivers. And that ball is fouled off on the right field side. That gives them a 3-2 count. Umpire says, cut down on the chatter just a little bit down there in the dugout. So again, Hunt's got a 3-2 count on the batter. He comes set, delivers, and another foul ball. Count remains full. Hunt comes set and delivers. The ball's fouled off down the third baseline. And yet again, the count remains full. On deck batter has a collection of foul balls he's going to bring to the plate with him. Hunt comes set, delivers, misses. Hunt misses, and for ball 4. That's going to bring up the pitcher, Parker Simo. Simo did reach last inning. He's got the bases loaded here with 1 out. Hunt's 1 ground ball away from getting out of this inning. Like to see it happen here. Hunt comes to the plate, misses low and inside. Hunt comes set, delivers, misses again on the inside. Brings up a 2-0 count. Hunt comes set, and he delivers. And now he's got a 3-0 count. Again, this is where I tell him, take advantage of your free pitch. Simo's probably not swinging. So I'm telling Hunt to take advantage of his free pitch here, throw it right down the middle. Hunt comes to the plate where he does get strike 1. Brings up a 3-1 count. There again, Hunt is 1 ground ball away from getting out of this. I'd like to see him hit a crisp ground ball to the second baseman or the shortstop where they flip 2 here. Hunt delivers, and he hits it into left center field. Khalil makes the run, not able to make the catch, relays it in, and the Rampants score 1 more. And the bases are still loaded. Looks like Coach Ellsworth's going to make another pitching change. Luke Lawhorn is heading out to the mound. We're going to have a pitching change, so I'm going to mute things out here while we get things straight here. All right, guys. So the senior Luke Lawhorn comes in for the Bears. He inherits the bases loaded with one out. Again, he is ground ball away from getting out of this, and comes to the plate, misses just a little outside. So Lawhorn comes to the plate. Where that one missed, I do not know. But that is a 2-0 count. Luke gets a sign from Tillman. He delivers, and that one missed in the same spot. So Luke has a 3-0 count on the hitter. Again, it's where I like to say take advantage of your free pitch here, Luke. He's not swinging, take advantage of your free one. Luke comes to the plate, misses outside for ball 4. And that brings one more home for the Rapids.
The shortstop, number 12, Brady Hastings.
That brings up Hastings, the shortstop for the Rapids. Bases are still loaded. And Luke gets the sign from Till. Comes to the plate, misses on the inside part of the plate. Luke gets a sign, comes to the plate, and he gets in there, evens things up at 1 with a strike. We've got a 1-1 count with 1 out. Again, I'm still looking for that crisp ground ball to the shortstop or the second baseman so we can flip 2 here. Luke comes to the plate, misses just a little high. Luke gets a sign, delivers, and he misses outside. And Tillman wants to trot out and have a conversation with his senior pitcher. Calm him down, tell him to take a deep breath. Tillman comes back. Luke addresses the rubber. Gets a sign from Tillman, steps off. Luke gets a sign, delivers. That one's fouled off now the first baseline and out of play. That gives him a full count. So we got a full count with 1 out here. Luke delivers. He turns on it. Michael makes the play at first. Relays it in for the fielder's choice for the second out of the inning. Michael fields a ground ball, throws it into Tillman. That's going to bring up the second baseman, number 3, Josh Robertson. Again, this is a young man that a lot of these players know well. Corners are retreating, playing a little bit back, so we've got 2 outs. They just need 1 more. So Luke comes to the plate, and he starts with a strike on the outside corner. Great pitch there. If he can live there, have a pretty good day. Luke gets a sign from Tillman. Delivers for ball 1. The umpire has already given them a warning, given the bench a warning, but the bench keeps screaming in the middle of the windup, and umpire does not like it. So I don't much care for it myself. Luke delivers, and Josh fouls it off down the third baseline. That gives them a 1-2 count. Josh is a senior here at J.H. Rose. Luke comes to the plate. Ball gets behind Tillman. And the Rampants put one more on the board on the wild pitch. That gives us a 2-2 count. The deuce is wild here in the bottom of the second. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Looking for our third out here as quickly as possible. The Rampants have been playing offense for a long time. It's time for us to get in there, get back in our dugout and play and hit for a while. Luke comes to the plate, barely misses up. That brings it to a full count. Luke gets a sign from Tillman. He delivers, and Josh hits the ball into left center field. That's going to score 2 more. Connor gets out there, gets the ball in quickly, but not before the Rampants put another 2 on the board. That's going to bring up Bulatifa, who led the inning off, or I'm sorry, who hit a home run earlier in the inning. Again, Luke Lawhorn still on the bump for the Bears. He gets a sign from Till and delivers. Hits that ball into center field. Khalil makes a run. Not going to get there. Where a ball drops in for a stand-up RBI double and the Rampants put one more on there on the board. That gives that brings up number 11, Howard, for the Rampants. Bears are still looking for that third out of the inning. Luke comes to the plate where he starts for a strike on the inside corner. So Luke starts with an 0-1 count. Way to work ahead. Now let's stay ahead here, Luke. And Luke comes to the plate, hits a ground ball to the third baseman. He throws it across the diamond just for the third out of the inning. So the Rampants put 12 on the board in the bottom of the second. Bears have a little work to do. We're going to lead off the inning with Luke Byers, then Mike Woodard. Time for these boys to dig deep here, not roll over and let them have it. It's time to see how much fight we got here. Bears need to come out with a lot of fight here. They just got smashed in the mouth. Let's head back. All right, that's going to bring up that's going to bring up that's going to bring up the second baseman, number 10, Luke Byers. And the pitcher comes set and delivers. He misses on the outside for ball one. And that gives Luke a 1-0 count. Pitcher comes set, delivers, misses on the inside for ball two. So Luke's got a 2-0 count. Comes to the plate, ball's hit in the air. First baseman calls it and makes the catch. That's going to bring up the first baseman, number 20, Mike Woodard.
The first baseman, Mike Woodard.
I know Mike does not like what happened in the last inning. He's looking to throw a haymaker here. And he swings, a healthy swing, comes up empty. That curveball does not get back into the strike zone. Stays up a little high, or quite a bit high, actually, for 1-1 count. Comes to the plate for called strike two. That gives Michael a 1-2 count. And the hitter is, he gets the sign, delivers. Michael hits the ball over the first pitcher's head. He's sprinting down the line, and the throw does not come for an infield base hit. That's exactly what I expect out of the senior first baseman here. Find a way to get on. We just need to get this back one base knock at a time. Get bodies on bags. That brings up Tillman Caskey, the catcher. Mike got down the line pretty quick there. Pitcher comes to the plate. And that's an awful low strike for called on Tillman there. And Tillman hits the ball in the right center or left center. Left fielder comes over to make the catch. Mike remains at first. That's going to bring up the shortstop, number 32, Carter Huffman. Carter Huffman, another senior here on this team. I look for him to find a way to get on too. And that ball low and in, misses low and in for a 1-0 count. Carter hits the ball deep to right center. That ball's up, hangs up there quite a bit. Center fielder runs over and makes the play. So, Bears not able to get anything on the board for the top of the third. That's going to take us to the bottom of the third inning, and where we look for the Bears to have a clean inning. Thank you guys for watching this broadcast, brought to you by New Bern Live and Stalls Medical and Adaptive Vans. All right, that's going to bring up the left fielder for the Rampants. Luke Lawhorn is still on the bump for the Bears. Going to bring up the left fielder, number 8, Corbin Kendrick. And Luke comes to the plate, misses on the outside, starts ball 1, starts with a 1-0 count. Luke gets the sign from Tillman. He's in his windup. He delivers. 4, strike 1 on the corner. That evens things up at 1 here. We've got a 1-1 count. Lawhorn comes to the plate. Swing and a miss for strike 2. That gives Luke a 1-2 count on the leadoff hitter here. Luke comes to the plate. He swings and misses for Luke's first strikeout of the night. That's going to bring up the catcher, Abu Latifa. Got a brother on the team. Both of them sophomores. I'm assuming they're twins. Luke's in his windup. Curveball doesn't quite get back into the strike zone. Misses on the inside for a 1-0 count. Luke gets a sign. He's in his windup. He delivers for strike 1 on the outside corner. That gives him a 1-1 count here. Luke comes to the plate. Abu Latifa swings, fouls it off for a 1-2 count. Lawhorn comes to the plate, where he gets him looking for his second strikeout of the night. And now we've got 2 outs here. That's going to bring up number 16, the right fielder, Tyndall, for the Rampants. Luke does hit that batter, so that's a hit by a pitch. That's going to bring up the pitcher, number 1, Simo.
The pitcher, Parker Simo.
Luke is from the stretch. Simo squares around the bunt, fouls it off for strike 1. And I do believe that surprise is off now. Bunt surprise may be off now. So Luke comes set, delivers, misses on the outside for a 1-1 count. Luke gets a sign, comes set. Barely misses outside for a 2-1 count. Luke comes set and checks his runner. Delivers just a little inside. Brings up a 3-1 count. Everybody here, except the umpire, knew that one of those pitches was a strike a few pitches back. And Luke misses on the outside. And the Rampants have a runner on first and second. That brings up the leadoff hitter, number 4 for the Rampants, Joyner Haddock. And again, they have runners on first and second. The center fielder Haddock in the box. Luke comes set, checks the runner, delivers, misses on the outside, just a little high and away, high and up. Luke comes to the plate. That curveball doesn't quite get in there for 2-0 count. All right, Luke comes set and he checks the runner. Comes to the plate. And the count is now 3-0. As I have said before in this game, it's a 3-0 count. He's probably not swinging. Take advantage of your free pitch here. Luke. He comes to the plate and he takes advantage of that free pitch. 3-1 count. Luke gets a sign from Tillman, delivers. Must have missed high for ball 4. And the Rampants now have the bases loaded for the left-handed hitting, number 12, Brady Hastings. All right, Luke comes to the plate, misses outside for 1-0 count. Luke gets the sign, comes set, delivers, misses inside for a 2-0 count. Tillman says, I need time. I want to go talk things over with my pitcher. Trots out there. Calm his senior pitcher down a little bit. And Luke returns to the mound. Tillman comes back behind the dish, where we have a 2-0 count and the bases loaded here. Luke comes set and delivers. And that's a foul ball. Whatever Tillman said registered with Luke. Comes back in there for a strike for a 2-1 count. Luke comes set, delivers, and that ball catches the corner. And the deuce is wild here in the bottom of the third. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Luke comes set, delivers, and that ball misses just a little in. So we have a full count. Full count, 2 outs, bases loaded. Runners are going to be going on the pitch. Luke comes set, delivers. That ball's hit into left field where Connor camps out under it, makes the catch for out number 3. So Luke pitches his way out of the mess, and the Bears get out of it with no runs scored here in the bottom of the third. And we go to the top of the 4th inning, where the Bears are going to try to punch back. Thank you guys for watching this broadcast brought to you by New Bern Live and Stahl's Medical and Adaptive Vans. All right, Jess Brinson's going to lead us off here in the top of the fourth inning.
Number 7, third baseman, yes, Brinson.
All right, Jess digs in the box. Simo comes set. Delivers. Jess hits the ball right up the middle. Shortstop cannot get there. Jess is on with a leadoff single here in the top of the fourth inning. That's going to bring up the senior right fielder, number 13, Paxton Reagan. Again, I'm going to say we just need bodies on bags. Pitcher does not like the ball, throws it into the dugout. So Paxton digs in. Pitcher comes to the plate, misses low for ball one. Again, we've got Jess Brinson, the runner, on first. Got Paxton in the box. Pitcher delivers. Paxton swings. A healthy swing, and he comes up empty for a 1-1 count. Simo comes set, delivers, and he misses on the outside for a 2-1 count. So Paxton looking for something he can drive into left field here. Pitcher comes set, delivers, and he misses on the inside for a 3-1 count. Reagan gets in the box. Pitcher comes to the plate. Paxton swings a healthy swing, comes up empty. Pitcher comes set, delivers. Paxton fouls it off. Yep. Paxton digs back in. He's got a full count. Pitcher picks off, not in time. He delivers. Paxton swings another healthy swing, comes up empty. That's going to bring up the number 8, the pitcher, Luke Lawhorn, but not before Ronald Vincent comes out there to make a change. Looks like he's coming in to make a change here. I'm going to mute things out while they play music. Thank you guys for watching. This broadcast brought to you by New Bern Live. All right, now pitching for the Ramp, it's number 20, Coates. Aiden Coates. He is the he's got a 2.62 ERA. Thrown about 13 innings on the season for the Rapids. And he's in there to face our Luke Lawhorn. And Coates does start with a strike. It brings up an 0-1 count here. Coates comes set, checks the runner. And that ball's in the dirt for ball one. Evens things up at 1. And Coates comes to the plate, and he does get the call for a 1-2 count. I don't much care for that call. Looked outside to me, but I digress. All right, Coates comes set, checks the runner, delivers, and he misses on the outside. And the crowd does not like that. He didn't get the call. Lawhorn comes, they back pick, not in time, and it is a full count here on Lawhorn. Lawhorn's looking to put another body on the bags. We'd love to get another runner here on base. And Lawhorn hits the ball to center field. Center fielder camps out under it, makes the play. Sharply hit ball, just straight to someone. That's going to bring up the center fielder, number 9, Khalil Wooten. Khalil did hit a bomb last time up. Hit a two-run shot. Be nice to see him do it again. I just hope he's not up there trying. Sometimes when you try swing too hard, it does not work out for you. And Coates starts with a ball in the dirt for a 1-0 count here on the junior center fielder, Khalil Wooten. Coates comes set, checks on Jess there at first, delivers, and that ball's in the dirt as well. That gives Khalil a 2-0 count. Khalil digs in. Pitcher checks the runner, delivers, misses. They back pick again, not in time. And Khalil now has a 3-0 count. Pitcher comes to the plate, and he does take advantage of that free pitch. And the count is now 3-1. 3-1 on Khalil Wooten. Pitcher comes to the plate. Khalil fouls it off, and the count is now full. Coates comes set, checks the runner. Nobody's holding him on. Full count, 2 outs. He's on the move, and that's ball 4. That's going to, looks like Coach Ellsworth's going to make a sub here. And Trey Walston will bat for Connor Morris here. They announced him as Alonzo Walston III. We lovingly know him as Trey. All right, so Coates Gets the sign from his catcher. Checks on Jess over there. Nobody's holding him on. He delivers. Where Trey takes strike one. That brings up an 0-1 count. Trey digs in. Pitcher delivers, misses on the outside. Evens things at 1. Coach comes to the plate. Ball's in the dirt. He misses. They throw behind. Ball's not caught. Jess gets back. That's a 2-1 count. Ball was in the dirt. Catcher picked it out. Jess read a dirt ball and was on the move because he did not see the catcher go down the block. So, and Trey hits the ball right back to the pitcher. Pitcher tosses it over to first to complete the 3rd out of the inning. And that's going to take us to the bottom of the 4th here. Thank you guys for watching. This broadcast brought to you by New Bern Live and Stahls Medical and Adaptive Vans. Thank you for watching. That's going to. So we've got a new battery in for the Bears. Kason McElrath, the catch. And Luke is still on the bump and misses on the inside with the first pitch for ball 1. It brings up a 1-0 count. Luke's in his windup, delivers. Robertson fouls it off for strike 1. And Luke starts with a 1-1 count here on the batter. Lawhorn comes to the plate. And the curveball misses in the dirt for a 2-1 count on Robertson. And Lawhorn misses upstairs for a 3-1 count. Josh hits the ball right down the line. Umpire signaling fair. Trey gives chase, relays the ball in, and the Rampants start with a double.
For third baseman, number 17, Abulatifa.
That's going to bring up Abu Latifa. I had to plug my charger back in, folks. Sorry about the shaky camera there. The Rampants. The Rampants put a pinch runner in for Robertson. Abu Latifa is the hitter. Lawhorn comes to the plate, misses just a little outside. And we have a 1-0 count. Luke comes set and checks his runner, delivers. That one misses on the inside for a 2-0 count. Luke comes set, checks his runner, delivers. Ball gets behind Casey. And the runner advances to third. That gives him a 3-0 count. Luke comes to the plate, takes advantage of his free pitch for a 3-1 count. Luke comes set, comes to the plate, and misses upstairs. And the Rampants now have runners on the corners. Coach Ellsworth's going to take his time and come out to the rubber, come out to the mound. Looks like the bullpen is about to trot in, so I'm going to mute things out while we have our pitching change. Again, thank you guys for watching. This broadcast is brought to you by New Bern Live, Stalls Medical and Adaptive Vans. That's going to bring in the sophomore, Number 6, Trent Sparks coming into pitch. He inherits runners on the corners and nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. He comes set, delivers, misses on the outside. No movement on the bags. Again, runners on the corners, runners on first and third. Trent comes set and delivers, and he misses on the outside. Needs to make just a little adjustment, keep that front shoulder in. He looks like he's flying open a little bit and causing the ball to go out just a little bit. But if I know Trent, he's going to fix that here. Trent comes set. He delivers. And that one was a lot closer. Not sure how he missed the corner on that one, but it was called a ball. Trent comes set and delivers for ball 4. All right, so now the bases are loaded.
A walk to Howard Green. Number 6, Jaden Floyd.
That brings up number 6 for the Rampants, Jaden Floyd, the senior, batting about 236 on the year. He bats from the left side. And the Rampants have the bases loaded. Corners are in, middle back. Trent comes to the plate and he starts with a strike. And way to work ahead, Trent. Now let's stay ahead here. And Trent comes set, comes to the plate, misses inside for ball 1. That brings up a 1-1 count. Trent comes set and delivers. And that ball's hit up on the infield. Just makes chase into foul territory. Can't find it in the lights, and the ball drops for a foul ball. So he digs in. Trent comes set, delivers. That ball's hit into left field. Paxton gets over there, makes the catch. No, it falls. It's over his head for a stand-up double. And the Rampants put 2 more on the board. Looked to me like Paxton was going to get there, so my apologies for saying that he made the catch. But
Batting number 23, Will Evans.
that's going to bring up another pinch hitter. And Sparks comes set and delivers and misses upstairs. And a runner at second looks like he's relaying the signs in. So and that's a foul ball. That evens the count 1-1. Cason and Trent need to change up the signs because they are relaying the signs in down there from second into the hitter. And Sparks misses on the outside for a 2-1 count. Sparks comes set and delivers, misses upstairs for a 3-1 count. Trent comes set, delivers, and that one misses as well. And so the Rampants have got them loaded up again. Flanagan is pinch hitter here. Kaysen tries out there to have a conversation with Trent. Probably talking about them relaying the signs in where they were. All right, Sparks gets the sign. He comes set and delivers. Misses on the outside. All right, Kaysen calls the sign in to Trent. Trent comes set, delivers, misses on the outside. Trent delivers, misses on the outside, so brings up a 3-0 count. As I like to say, all right, Trent, let's take advantage of the free pitch here. Probably not swinging. Trent comes set, delivers, he swings, swing and a miss. This young man wants to hit. Trent gets a sign from his catcher. Trent delivers, swing and a miss, strike 2. I'm sorry, strike 3.
Now batting the pitcher, number 20, Aiden Coates.
All right, that brings up number 20, the current pitcher, Aiden Coates. That's Trent's first strikeout for the night. Bases are still loaded. Corners. All right, Trent misses just a little upstairs. Curveball didn't quite drop in there. Jess Brinson toes on the grass. The rest of the infield's back. Love to see a ground ball to the shortstop or second baseman here. Flip 2 and get out of the inning. Trent comes to the plate and he misses on the outside for a 2-0 count. I'm sorry. That brings up a 1-1-1 count. No, I had it right, and the box is the ones that had it wrong. It's a 2-0 count. And now it's a 3-0 count. Sorry about that, folks. I let the box up there confuse me. Let the press box confuse me. Trent's got a 3-0 count on the batter. He comes to the plate, and he misses for ball 4. And that does put one more on the board for the Rampants. And the bases are still loaded.
Number 18, Andy Johnson.
So bases are still loaded. Trent comes to the plate and he misses on the outside. Ball trickles away from Kaysen. He trots out there to get it. Runners remain where they were. Trent comes set. and delivers. Swing and a miss for strike one. That's going to even the count at 1-1. Trent comes set, delivers, and he gets the corner for a 1-2 count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Trent comes set. He delivers. That ball misses up and away for a 2-2 count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, bases loaded here for Trent Sparks. Trent comes set and delivers. And a swing and a miss for Trent's second strikeout of the night. And that gives us 2 outs. That brings up number 19, Butcher. Again, Trent Sparks still on the mound. Sparks comes to the plate. Curveball doesn't quite get back in there for ball 1. And that's a 1-0 count. Sparks comes set. He delivers. And he misses upstairs for a 2-0 count. Trent gets a sign from Kaysen. Comes to the plate. And he misses again for a 3-0 count. And you're probably tired of hearing it, but this is where we tell Trent, take advantage of your free pitch here, son. Probably not swinging. Comes to the plate, and he catches the corner. That gives us a 3-1 count. Trent comes set and delivers. Ball 4. And the Rampants put 1 more on the board. And, Trent gets a sign from Kaysen. Comes set, delivers, and he starts with a strike. Way to work ahead now. Let's stay ahead here, Trent. And Trent comes set and delivers, and that ball misses high. Brings it even 1-1. Trent gets a sign from Kaysen and delivers, and he catches the corner for called strike 2. That brings up a 1-2 count. Trent comes set. He delivers. That ball misses outside for a 2-2 count. The deuce is wild here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Trent's looking to get out of this inning. And the hitter calls time. Steps out of the box. Trent comes set and delivers. Curveball gets back in, but not quite low enough to be called a strike. That gives a full count with 2 outs. Runners are going to be moving once Trent comes to the plate. Trent comes set and delivers and misses on the outside. And the Rampants put one more across. That's going to bring up number 7.
Now batting number 7, Matthew Rushing.
That's Matthew Rushing coming to the plate. Bases are still loaded. And Trent comes to the plate. He swings and misses for strike 1. Trent gets a sign from Kaysen, comes set, delivers, misses on the outside for a 1-1 count. Trent comes set, he delivers, and foul ball. Now Trent's got him in a hole 1-2 count. Bases remain loaded. Trent comes set, and he delivers, and is swinging a miss for the 3rd strikeout of the inning. And the Bears get out of the inning, but not before the Rampants put 5 more on the board. Score is now 18-2, and we look for the Bears to put some runs across in the top of the 5th here. Thank you guys for watching. This broadcast brought to you by Newbern Live and Stalls Medical and Adaptive Vans. All right, guys, we're going to lead off here with Luke Byers. And we've got a new pitcher on the mound. Would be Josh Robertson. And he starts with an outside ball. Robertson's in his windup. He delivers. And he misses on the outside for a 2-0 count.
Now batting number 10, Luke Byers.
Robertson's in his windup and delivers. Misses on the outside again for a 3-0 count. Robertson comes to the plate, misses 4 balls in a row, and the leadoff hitter is on for the Bears. That's going to bring up the first baseman, number 20, Mike Woodard, for the Bears, where he's going to look to get on. And Josh starts with a strike. Josh and Mike played together when they were 13 and 14. I was fortunate enough to be the crazy guy on the bucket coaching that team. Robertson comes to the plate. Mike fouls it off, and it's out of play. And now Mike has a full count. I'm sorry, an 0-2 count. Comes to the plate. Mike swings. A healthy swing comes up empty for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up the catcher, number 17, Kason McElrath. And Kason's going to look to.
Number 17, Kason McElrath.
And Kason's going to look to get more bodies on bags here. Robertson comes set, and he delivers. Misses upstairs for ball one. Robertson comes set, delivers, and he misses low for a 2-0 count. Robertson comes to the plate. Kason fouls it off. Strike one. That gives Kason a 2-1 count here. Robertson delivers. Misses upstairs. As the dugout said, that's a good lead. So that gives Kason a 3-1 count. Robertson comes to the plate. Misses on the inside for ball four. And now the Bears have two bodies on bags. We've got a runner on first and runner on second. That's going to bring Carter Huffman to the plate. The senior shortstop, Carter Huffman.
Shortstop, number 32, Carter Huffman.
Carter digs in. Carter's another one that played here with Josh Robertson a few years back. And these two probably smiled at each other when he stepped in the box. And Josh comes to the plate, misses a little high for a 1-0 count. Robertson comes set, delivers, and he catches the corner there to even the count 1-1. Robertson comes set, delivers. Carter swings, healthy swing, and that's a foul ball. And that brings it to a 1-2 count. So Carter has a 1-2 count. Runners on first and second. Robertson comes to the plate. Curveball doesn't quite get back into the strike zone. That brings up a 2-2 count. So the comes to the plate. Carter hits the ball high and deep. Center fielder comes in, makes the catch. No tag. And that gives the Rampants 2 outs here in the top of the fifth inning. And that's going to bring up number 7, Jess Brinson.
Yes, Brinson.
All right. Jess comes out hacking, hits the ball down the first baseline where it is foul. for strike one. Robertson comes set. And he delivers. And the ball hits the bat for a foul ball. So now Jess has an 0-2 count, 2 outs. Runners on first and second. Robertson comes set. And he delivers. Swing. A healthy swing. And it comes up empty. And that's going to be ball game, folks. Final score is JH Rose 18, New Bern 2. Thank you guys for watching. Have a safe trip home. This broadcast was brought to you by New Bern Live and Stalls Medical and Adaptive Vans, and we thank you for watching.